Last offseason, the Minnesota Vikings hitched their wagons to quarterback Kirk JEROME Ezekiel Cousins. 1 year, $35 million extension, proving that he was going to be the guy and not a lame duck in 2022. And Kirk responded by having one of the best seasons of his career. Of course, Kirko Chains was in full effect, won 13 games, and he got it done. 8-game winning fourth quarter, come from behind drives, etc. Kirk was clutch. Kirk was not the problem. Kirk was very instrumental in the Kevin O'Connell offense. And it had been a while since we had seen the money-grubbing Kirk Cousins. Just like every single nickel is going to be his, and it's happening again. It's happening again. Now, yes, it is his prerogative, especially since he had a phenomenal season. And tramps like Kirk, baby, we're born to run. Can't wait to see Springsteen on Sunday at the X. It's going to be phenomenal. But here we are again. So Tom Pelissero was on NFL Network, and the subject of Kirk Cousins' contract was brought up. And this is what Pelissero said, quote, "I would not anticipate that there's another 1-year extension here. Either the Vikings and Kirk Cousins do a long-term extension that locks him up as their franchise quarterback, or they keep their options open and let Cousins play out his existing deal." And Cousins' current contract, like we said, 1 year, $35 million extension, $10 million guaranteed base, $20 million rooster bonus, so $30 million fully guaranteed this season. And the prevailing wisdom was, all right, sign another 1-year extension, lower his $36.25 million cap hit, free up some cap space, and we'll decide again next offseason. But Kirk has leverage. Kirk and his agent Mike McCartney certainly do have leverage because of what happened last season. Won 13 games, won the division despite having the worst defense in the league, as well as a very suspect interior offensive line play. Great chemistry with Justin friggin' Jefferson. Like we said, first 3 seasons, Jefferson ain't throwing the ball to himself. Him and Kevin O'Connell are obviously working very swimmingly. There's no immediate viable alternative. Vikings sitting at 23 in the draft, and what are they going to do? Trade Kirk and bring in Derek Carr? No. Also, Kirk, knocking on all the wood, has been durable throughout his career, not showing signs of age, still has great zip on the ball, even though he does turn 35 in August. But we've seen, throw Tom Brady out as an anomaly. We've seen quarterbacks play into their mid and late 30s at a high level, and Kirk can be that guy as well. Also, franchise tag is unfeasible. So remember, Washington tagged Cousins back-to-back his final 2 seasons with the team formerly known as the Commies now. But that carries over to what the Vikings can do. So they can't just let his contract play out and then decide, okay, we'll franchise tag him and trade him. No, because franchise tag him for the 3rd time would be around $50 million. So that's no bueno. So also he has a no-trade clause in his 1-year extension. So if he wants to play hardball with the Vikings and wants to hammer a deal, even if the Vikings would have interested suitors with San Francisco or Carolina or wherever, if another team wants to trade for Kirk Cousins, he can just be like, no, even if it is a favorable situation. So Kirk does have a lot of leverage in this spot, and I wouldn't be shocked if they eventually work out a 2-3-year extension with some pretty heavy guarantees in the first couple of seasons. And like we said, an option would be to play out this season, but like we said, it would be almost unfeasible for the Vikings to franchise tag and then trade Kirk Cousins like what the Ravens are doing with Lamar Jackson right now, because he would never play on that franchise tag, and what you could get for him in trade probably would be less than you would get in compensatory picks if he leaves in free agency after this year. So I think there's a lot of moving parts, and I think that's something that could come into play is, the Vikings certainly could and should be looking for the quarterback of the future in the draft. And even if it requires moving up in the draft, even though the Vikings are bereft of draft picks, securing a quarterback of the future this year would give the Vikings back some leverage, because, hey, if they draft a Richardson or a Levis or a Stroud or going all the way up for Bryce Young, it's like, okay, Kirk, we're going to play out 2023, and then best of luck to you, and then we're going to turn it over to the young kid, or throw Hendon Hooker into the mix as well. But also, they could still extend Kirk Cousins if things don't work out in the draft and they don't come away with their future franchise quarterback. But even though they will likely be paying through the nose, they can still revisit that and then run it back with Kirk Cousins for 2024 and beyond. So Kind of sucks, but we're in a nebulous situation. Bottom line, it's a relatively good problem to have because Kirk, like we said, played the best ball of his career last season. And if he can replicate that with the Vikes this year, the offense will be good to go. Fix the defense, fix the interior offensive line, and this team is among the Super Bowl contenders in 2023. But your thoughts are thoughts. Tom Pelissero, 1-year deal, unlikely with Kirk Cousins this offseason. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.